morning and welcome to Trail Grazers, where we focus on great food for the trail. And actually, it's a little bit more than great food for the trail. We like convenient, easy, efficacious food for the trail. We take you with us on our adventures out, away from the house, on Blue or in our trailer or wherever it is that we might go. Now, today, we are going to be concentrating on something that is new to me but won't be new to a lot of you. And that is these little silicone egg bite molds. These were popularized shortly after Starbucks came out with their sous vide egg bites that everybody just raved about. And then, of course, various businesses capitalized on that idea and helped all of us by making these molds so that we could do those ourselves at home. You can do these at home in your Instant Pot, multi-cookers, or even in air fryers. And today we're going to be doing one in my Instant Pot. Now there are hundreds and literally hundreds, maybe thousands of recipes online that use these little molds for various things. So I finally bit the bullet and got this little set. It includes this little trivet that fits right down inside my Instant Pot, and I can cook 2 layers of whatever it is I would like to cook. Now, I have not had this for very long. I have done 2 batches with it, and so far I'm just as tickled as can be. My first batch was these little pumpkin muffin bites, and these just turned out great. I did a double layer of those, so there were 14 of them. You can see that there are only 2 left. These would freeze just beautifully. I am sort of refocusing some of my efforts on foods that when we take camping that are much easier to do. I know a lot of people really love to do the fuss and excitement of making food while you are in camp. And we do that a little bit. We'll take steaks, for instance, or chicken that we can then do on the grill. And so things like that are just great. But we are also very focused now on easing the amount of work that we have to do when we are camping so that we can focus on the things that we like to do, to just sit around camp and read and relax, or go off in Blue, or do a little walking around the campground, whatever it is that we want to do. Jim doesn't like breakfast. I have found that I have a better day if I have a little bit of breakfast, but I don't want to fix breakfast just for me, to go to all that fuss of doing that just for me. So these egg bites are really going to help solve the problem, not only when we are at home and I'm wanting to have a little bite of protein. I can have a couple of those egg bites and a piece of toast without any effort at all, and Jim can ignore the whole thing if that's what he chooses to do, right, honey? Yeah, he's nodding his head. Also, they would be great to take with us in our trailer to have very easy breakfast there. So we're just going to be working with 1 layer today, even though mine came with 2 and the plastic lids. I will put the link to these in the products below this video, so if you want to check this out. I did not have a trivet for my, like with handles on it like this, for my Instant Pot. So I went ahead and bought this one, but you can just buy you can buy a single unit, or you can buy the doubles, or you can buy the set with the trivet. So I'll just put the link to the one I got if you want to check these out if you haven't already started. I'm sure many of you have wonderful ways that you already use these molds. And if you do, please share in the comments so that we can get more information and more ideas. In doing eggs, what we want to do is to, there's a lot of discussion about whether or not to spray these with baking spray or not. It's about 50-50. I do it just because I want to ensure an easy release. A lot of people say you don't need to, so get to know your equipment. If you don't need it, then don't do it. So I'm just going to use a quick little spray. That seems to be all it needs. And then into the bottom of each cup, I am going to put, we did a video on this mixture. It is add-ins for omelet that I had frozen, and I think we did a video on how easy it is to just package some of this up in a separate baggie and take it with us when we go camping, and then I can just make the omelet right there, or the scrambled eggs that are loaded with this stuff. So this bag used to be completely jam-packed full. Now it's down to below half because I've been using it. But this is another really wonderful benefit of having things prepared and ready to go in your freezer. And then what I did with it this morning was that I just put enough in to put a little dab in each of the bottom of these cups, and then I just stir-fried it. And this has peppers, onions, mushrooms, and a little bit of ham. So just a little bit is going in each one of these cups. I'll evenly distribute this among 7, and they all seem to have 7 cups. It is better to put whatever the filling is directly into the cups and not mix it with the egg mixture, because you cannot get an even distribution when you pour them into the cups if all of these things are mixed in with the egg mixture. Okay, so there are my fillings, and the wonderful thing about these are that you can just go hog wild with your imagination and creativity. You can put bacon bits in, you can put turkey bits in, you can skip meat altogether and just do it plain, whatever you would like. And then I'm also going to add some cheese, and I just had this Swiss cheese in my refrigerator that is about to go out of date, so I'm just going to put a little dab of Swiss cheese down in each one of these. All right, so these are filled. They're about half full, although there's plenty of airspace in all of these as well. So now I'm going to mix up my egg mixture. Now, my egg mixture, when I do this, is going to be standardized. I'm not going to deviate from it because I got a really good result with this first batch that I did. I did not see any of the complaints that some people have mentioned about doing the egg bites, and so these have held together really, really well, and I think they froze well, but we'll do that taste test in just a minute. So for 7 of these little cups, and I'm just, all you have to do to turn it on is touch this handle down. So this is actually the little food processor that I bought for my trailer, but so far I haven't wanted to take it out to the trailer because I use it so much in my kitchen. My other one is big and it has so many different parts that have to be cleaned every time I use it, so this is a handy dandy thing. So for 7 cups I'm going to put in 4 eggs. And I'm putting in 1/3 cup of this yogurt. It is the Greek Gods Greek yogurt plain. And this has a lot of probiotics in it, and so this is really good. I love the taste of this, even just plain. Some plain Greek yogurts I can't stand, but this one is really my favorite. And so I use this a lot. I'm putting 1/3 cup in, and I really love the taste and the texture that it lends to the egg mix. And I think that is one reason, if we had a success with freezing, which some people say they don't ever have a good success with freezing, I think might be the reason. And so I've got the eggs and the Greek yogurt in there. I'm going to put a couple of pinches of salt and some pepper. And I keep this little cover over the salt so that it will not clump up. And then I just put the lid on the top to keep it airtight. Then we're just going to really mix this. Okay. And I really, really like this because it has a nice little pouring spout on the side, and so you can be quite accurate when you are filling the egg cups. I'll put the link to this in the video as well if you wanted to check this out. And so we're just going to pour the egg mixture in, let it sink down, go around a couple of times. So we have this egg mixture fluffed up quite a bit. And I fill these to the top. Some people said 3/4, but I found I could just do it up to the top and it works just great. Now for the top. A lot of people will put paper towels over the top. The instructions that came with mine said to just cover it with foil. Most everybody covers theirs with foil. And the reason that you do this is to prevent the steam from getting inside and condensing on the top of your food. So I'm pinching this foil down pretty well. And then the instructions that came with mine said to just fit the lid right on the top. Well, when I did the pumpkin, it was a little bit tough to get the lid thing to stick. I just kind of had to plop it on the top. I did not use the foil at all and just used the lid. And just the lid over the egg bites did allow quite a bit of the steam to get inside and condensation to form. It didn't hurt anything. It's just that when I took them out, I had to blot them a little bit to get the water off. All right, I'm going to bring the Instant Pot over and we're going to get set up and going on that. All right, my Instant Pot is here. It is plugged in. I'm putting 1.5 cups of water in the bottom. And then I'm just going to lower this little trivet right down over the water. Place the lid. And then I'm going to select pressure cook, and I'm going to place it for 9 minutes. And it is on high pressure, and then I'm going to start it. All right, while this is processing, I'm going to give us our little taste test between the ones that were just refrigerated overnight and the ones that have been frozen. So let's see what we can do here. So I have a plate here, and I have these little poaching pouches that I'm going to put right on the plate. In the green one, I'm going to place one that had been frozen and thawed this morning. And in the blue one, I'm putting one that was just refrigerated overnight. And I'm going to zap these in the microwave for probably about 60 seconds. And then we'll be back. So while we wait for the microwave, I'm going to slice one of these right in half. These are the pumpkin muffin bites, so that you can see the texture on the inside. This had no flour in it at all. This was just pumpkin and some other ingredients. And so it is a fairly tight texture on the inside. But I'll tell you, it is. These are really, really good. And of course, the pumpkin is nutrient dense, and so that helps these. So I really enjoy these. All right, so the green one is nice and warm. I'm just going to cut a little bite. Let me take it out of here so you can see it better. So here is the frozen one. Here is the refrigerated one. Another bite of the frozen. I taste no difference whatsoever, none. So they froze beautifully by using a little bit of that Greek yogurt to help stabilize everything. So, and I think you could use cottage cheese as well, but you'd want to really combine it well with the eggs so that it is all one homogenized liquid. You could probably even use cream cheese as well. I think milk would be too thin. So, looks like we're going here. And we will be back when these are done so that you can see how I take them out and then how they compare in looks to these. Well, as you can see by the front, we have been done for now 36 minutes, and it has completely vented. So we can just take this off. And we can lift this out. Let's see how they did. That mostly was just lying on the top. It didn't stay connected at all. Okay, well, so we have some pretty creative shapes here. But they look really good, and they are not wet the way my ones were from my first effort, when all I did was just have this on the top and not the foil. So I do recommend the foil. So we're just going to flip this out on a plate, and they come out really well. And there they are. So they are beautiful. They're tall, they're fluffy, and there is a little bit of water there. Let me grab a paper towel. Ooh, hot. Okay, so we'll let those sit on a paper towel until they are completely cool. And then what I am going to do is, actually I'm going to taste one because I used Swiss cheese this time instead of a mixture of cheddar and jack. And so I'm going to take a little bite and see how these are. Oh, it's wonderful. When we were off camera and I had those two that I had taken bites out of, I learned that really one is enough for me. So this will do me for several breakfasts, and that is just great. So I'm going to let these cool completely, and then I am going to put them in a plastic bag and freeze them, because I already have 4 in the refrigerator that I can use for breakfast over the next couple of days if I want to. So I think this is wonderful. I think that this will be a really great addition to the way that we cook and prepare for our trips. And the sky is the limit for what you can do with this. I mean, they do cheesecake bites, they do meatloaf bites, they do all kinds of bites. I'm going to see if I can work on a biscuit recipe that would work. I would really love to do a biscuit recipe in this mold in my air fryer that I keep in our trailer. So we may be doing things in the future, showing you some ideas to do foods ahead of time to take camping. With the biscuits, I would want to do those right that morning when we are there in the trailer, but that would be an easy thing if I can figure out how to do it. Just pop those right in my air fryer instead of my Instant Pot. So thank you so much for being with us, and we will see you very soon. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for sharing our information. Our channel here is growing and growing, and so we really do appreciate our wonderful community that we have here. And we will see you very soon out there on the trail.